Chapter 18. The Levitical priests, the whole tribe of Levi, shall have no allotment or inheritance within Israel. They may eat the sacrifices that are the Lord's portion, but they shall have no inheritance among the other members of the community. The Lord is their inheritance, as He promised them. This shall be the priest's due from the people, from those offering a sacrifice, whether an ox or a sheep. They shall give to the priest the shoulder, the two jowls, and the stomach, the first fruits of your grain, your wine, and your oil, as well as the first of the fleece of your sheep. You shall give him. For the Lord your God has chosen Levi out of all your tribes to stand and minister in the name of the Lord, him and his sons for all time. If a Levite leaves any of your towns from whatever he has been residing in Israel and comes to the place that the Lord will choose, and he may come whenever he wishes, then he may minister in the name of the Lord his God, like all his fellow Levites who stand to minister there before the Lord. They shall have equal portions to eat, even though they have income from the sale of family possessions. When you come into the land that the Lord your God is giving you, you must not learn to imitate the abhorrent practices of these nations. No one shall be found among you who makes a son or daughter pass through fire, or who practices divination, or is a soothsayer, or an ogre, or a sorcerer, or one who casts spells, or who consults ghosts or spirits, or who seeks oracles from the dead. For whoever does these things is abhorrent to the Lord. It is because of such abhorrent practices that the Lord your God is driving them out before you. You must remain completely loyal to the Lord your God. Although these nations that you are about to dispossess do give heed to soothsayers and diviners, as for you, the Lord your God does not permit you to do so. The Lord your God will raise up for you a prophet like me from among your own people. You shall heed such a prophet. This is what you requested of the Lord your God at Horeb on the day of the assembly, when you said, If I hear the voice of the Lord my God any more, or ever again see this great fire, I will die. Then the Lord replied to me, They are right in what they have said. I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among their own people. I will put my words in the mouth of the prophet, who shall speak to them everything that I command. Anyone who does not heed the words that the prophet shall speak in my name, I myself will hold accountable. But any prophet who speaks in the name of other gods, or who presumes to speak in my name a word that I have not commanded the prophet to speak, that prophet shall die. You may say to yourself, How can we recognize a word that the Lord has not spoken? If a prophet speaks in the name of the Lord, but the thing does not take place or prove true, it is a word that the Lord has not spoken. The prophet has spoken it presumptuously. Do not be frightened by it. Chapter 18. A prophet like Moses. Just as the legal corpus prohibits sacrificial worship, it condemns as Canaanite. It prohibits forms of divination. It brands as foreign and abhorrent. In each case, it requires its own alternative. Here, prophecy rather than divination. However, divination is not elsewhere typified as foreign. Thus, describing the practice as foreign may actually cloak a condemnation of Israelites' popular religion. Passed through fire, child sacrifice, joined with divination for condemnation because each is abhorrent. practices divination, seeks oracles from the dead, the most comprehensive compilation of such activities in the Bible, who consults ghosts or spirits, dead, necromancy or conjuring the dead. As in many contemporary religions, family religion in antiquity devoted extensive attention to communicating with the dead, especially with ancestors. Abhorrent, more commonly abomination. There is no claim that divination is ineffective. It is, however, illegitimate. Deuteronomy transforms prophecy, viewing the prophet as the spokesperson of Torah, and defining Moses as the paradigmic prophet. The Lord will raise up prophecy by divine election, that God alone appoints the prophet, makes the prophet independent of all institutions and able to challenge them, which emphasize various cases in which the prophets are to be executed. Also curb the power of prophets, especially their ability to undo the contents of Deuteronomy's laws. More than one prophet is clearly intended. Like me at Horeb, Moses established the model of prophecy as mediating God's word to the people. Thus, the prophet, like the king, should be from among your own people. The prophet's oracles do not originate from other deities, from dead spirits, from skilled manipulation of objects, or from the prophet's own reflections. Having established an Israelite model of prophecy, the law provides two criteria to distinguish true from false prophecy. The first is that the prophet shall speak exclusively on behalf of God and report only God's words. The second makes the fulfillment of a prophet's oracle the measure of its truth. That approach attempts to solve a critical problem. If two prophets each claim to speak on behalf of God, yet make mutually exclusive claims, how may one decide which speaks the truth? The solution offered is not free of difficulty. If a false prophet is distinguished by the failure of his oracle to come true, then making a decision in the present about which prophet to obey becomes impossible. Nor can this criterion easily be reconciled with 13:2, which concedes that the oracles of false prophets might come true.